Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking upgrades, specifically one that's simple to install but makes a huge difference in usability. Today we're talking about the Spartan Charging Handle from Tandem Cross for the Ruger 1022. Let's get into it. If you shoot a 1022, you already know that it's one of the most fun and customizable rimfire rifles out there, but if you're still running the factory charging handle, well, you're kind of missing out. Some people consider the factory charging handle to be just a bit too small for their hands, and if you've got gloves on, cold fingers, or you're teaching someone new to shoot, sometimes it can be tough to get a good grip on. The Spartan Charging Handle from Tandem Cross solves that with a larger, skeletonized design that's easy to grab and charge. The Spartan comes in either a red, black, or silver finish, so you can customize the look based on your 1022's build aesthetic. The Spartan can be installed into any 1022 rifle or 22 charger pistol that has a factory or TK bolt in either the standard fixed barrel model or the takedown model. I'm going to now quickly show you how to install the Spartan in your 1022, as well as show you a little secret that makes it much easier to clean after your rifle gets all gunked up from shooting it at the range. Let's get this thing installed. Alright, now moving on to the installation of the Spartan Charging Handle for the Ruger 1022 from Tandem Cross. I have my barreled action already pulled out of my stock. Reason I didn't really need to show that is because there's such a big variety of types of stocks and chassis systems and whatever it may be out there that I think that you should just read your manual and just get your barreled action out. Mine was just kind of the standard Ruger 1022 takedown screw, the Allen screw. Take it out, and then we have this. And of course, before doing that, I checked to make sure that the gun was safe and clear, but we're gonna go ahead and do that again before we do any further work. So you aren't gonna really need any tools for this. I have a T10 here because I wanna show a bit of a superpower about the new Spartan design, but I'm also gonna use the T10 just to kind of help push out the pins here in a second. But really quickly, let's talk about the Spartan here. So I have the red one here. I'm gonna install the red one. Strictly for visibility purposes, it's going to be easier to see the red with the black furniture. Later in the video, you're going to see the black one in there just because I wanted to match the aesthetic of my gun. So yeah, that's the reasoning for that. So of course you have your spring rod back here and you have the actual charging handle itself. And this is where it interfaces with the bolt on the inside of the receiver. Then you have this screw cap here. And if I were to loosen that very, very carefully, not to dump it, because it is retaining that spring, I can then take off the top of the charging handle. And the reason this is really, really useful is if you shoot suppressed like me, or if you just shoot a lot, you're gonna wanna make sure that you are able to actually clean a lot of this grime off of your spring rod. A lot of the time you can get a bunch of carbon on there and it can actually affect performance. So this added feature of being able to actually take it down and do a deep clean and separate the parts is really nice. To put it back together, you are just going to push the spring down, put the top of the charging handle back on, and just depress it a little bit. And then I'm just gonna get that screw started with my hand, and then tighten it down with a T10. Then once the rod actually starts spinning, you'll be good to go. All right, so first things first, again, we made sure that the gun was clear and safe. Double check here again. Next thing we're gonna wanna do is remove the trigger group by pushing out these pins. I have the Tandem Cross pins, which have the ball detent in mine, which is really nice because they definitely stay in there until you actually want to get them out. Go ahead and just get those started. Get those out, pull the trigger group out. Now that the pins are out and the trigger group is out, we got to take out that bolt buffer in the back, or that bolt stop pin. I like to just kind of push it and then slowly inch it through until I can just push it out the other side. I have the rubber Tandem Cross one, which is great. Oh, just a little bit more. And you just push that out. Keep all three of these together. You definitely don't want to lose those. And now I do apologize for all the grime in here. I did try to do just a quick cleaning before the video, but there's still some residue in there. So next thing we're gonna wanna do is actually just pull the charging handle all the way back so the bolt can actually clear this lip on the inside of the receiver. And then you can kind of just lift the bolts up, being very careful not to pinch your finger. And the charging handle is just gonna come right out of the ejection port. And now I thought it'd be cool to just kind of look at these side by side before we actually go ahead and install the Spartan. All right, so firstly, you're gonna wanna take this pointed end here of the spring rod and get it seated onto this notch right here on the top of the receiver. And it will kind of just naturally go into the grooves that are machined on the inside of the receiver. And then once the end of the spring rod is in that little notch there and the actual charging handle itself is resting in the grooves on the inside of the receiver, if you have a 1022 bolt bar, the gunsmither tool, this would be a perfect time to bring this out, where you can then just pry it back and just drop the bolt in. But because I'm gonna go ahead and assume that not everyone watching this video has that tool and you probably want to install your Spartan right now, I'm gonna show you how to do it without it, but that is a big, big advantage to this step. I'm gonna suggest not just pulling this because obviously it's just gonna come out the side, and then instead taking your finger, make sure you wash your hands after this too, and just assisting pulling it back just like that. Now hold it back just like this with the spring compressed, take your bolt, drop it in there, and then let it seat on top of the Spartan and ride forward. And then just to make sure that the spring hasn't bound up, your bolt should move forward and backward with the charging handle. And next we're gonna reinstall the bolt buffer or bolt stop pin just by sliding it to this hole in the back and then across to the other side. And make sure that goes all the way through to the other side like so. And now that that's in, the bolt actually isn't able to go far back enough to come out because it will not clear the lip on the receiver. And now we will reinstall the trigger group by lining up the holes with the receiver and pushing those cross pins in. And before I install this back into my stock, this is a good time to just apply a little bit of lubricant onto the rod there so that you have smooth movement. Mine's already kind of soupy in there because I've been doing a lot of shooting, but I'm probably gonna do a little bit of a dab before I put it back in. But again, just follow your user manual to put your chassis or stock system back on. If you have the standard 1022 like I have here, you could just drop it back into the stock and reinstall the takedown screw. And that's it, you've just installed your Spartan charging handle. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching our video on the Spartan charging handle for the Ruger 1022 from Tandem Cross. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments and be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll be seeing you in the next video. Happy plinking.
We appreciate you watching our videos. We have hundreds of others on the channel, so make sure you check those out. Please like and subscribe, and find us on social media everywhere by searching Tandem Cross. Let us know if you have any questions in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you.